All right, folks, good morning and welcome to Dragonworks. 1982 Honda GL1100 Goldwing Aspencade, no doubt. $36,000 original miles, thereabouts. 36,929. It's a little dusty. I did rinse it off real quick, but I didn't wash it very well. It's been sitting for 3 years. And right before it was sitting for 3 years, the gentleman told me that he and a mechanic friend of his pulled the motor out and totally rebuilt it. Took it, split the cases, honed it, all new rings. Said that the guy, he's not sure what he did, but the guy who did it knew some tricks or something. On these, he kind of hopped it up. I think they decked the heads and did some different cams or something. I don't know. But, you know, he's not 100% sure, but he said it is a little bit hopped up. Then he got 500 miles, 500 break-in miles on it. And then he was actually involved in an accident. He was helping another motorcyclist push his bike off the road or something, and a car came along and hit the guy. He was dead for like 7 hours and had to be flown out. And yeah, he's all stapled and plated and screwed together and what have you, and he can no longer ride. He is a Vietnam vet. He was part of the detail that had to go in and kind of clean up the mess after the war and pick up MIAs and clean up all the American bodies, you know, that kind of thing in the Air Force. So, hell of a nice guy. I was at the AutoZone picking up some oil and filters and stuff for a couple bikes on the 86 here. And this guy was parked next to me. And he says, "Hey, what year is that bike?" I said, "It's an 86. And he said, "Oh, really?" He said, "I got an 82 Goldwing. You want it?" And I said, "Nah, I got one Goldwing's enough for anybody." He goes, "No, I'm serious. I'll give it to you if you come get it. It's just sitting in my garage and I don't want to see it rotting away." I said, "Well, hell, that might change my mind if you're going to give it to me." I might be willing to come get it then. So sure enough, that's what happened. Clear title and everything. Hey, just come get it. Help me load it up. He's got a ton of spare parts I'll show you. And there's more he keeps finding. I think he says he has like another bezel and windshield. He found the chrome guards that go right here on the wires. He found them. I mean, he's got the works for this thing. I'm not sure why. He never really told me, but he put a solar panel on here to keep the battery charged up. So I don't think it had any kind of charging problem that he told me about, especially since he just pulled everything out and rebuilt it. But yeah, I guess this helps when it's sitting or something. Not sure about that. But yeah, he gave me a bunch of stuff. There's even an extra seat with a cover on it. You know, that's one thing that's not in the greatest shape, obviously, is the vinyl and the seat and everything. But the bike overall is in great shape. I haven't messed with it yet. Sorry if I'm a little too jumpy for you. Hang in there. Yeah, we got some extra lighting on the back. But anyway, so yeah, I've had a couple different ideas with this thing. The guy can no longer ride. One of my first thoughts was, hey, I'll get it fixed, get it running real good, and I'll take it back to the guy, you know, and give it back to him all running. But that kind of defeats the purpose, since the reason it's sitting is because he couldn't ride. Now, he gets around pretty good. Like I say, he helped me load it and everything, but for some reason, he just is not supposed to be on the bike. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool? Now, I've got a lot of thoughts on it, actually, and we'll see what the situation is when the time comes. First of all, I'm going to make some videos on it, and we're going to get it up and running. but I may do something unconventional to me. Is I may see, instead of doing my normal routine where originally I was just going to go ahead and yank the carbs off and rebuild them, but instead of that routine, we'll do something a little different that I usually don't do. And what I think I'm going to do, well, this is what I'm planning. I'm going to try to drain all the old fuel out of this thing, get some fresh fuel, some Marvel in there. Go ahead, do the oil, change the oil and filter in it since it's been sitting, do all that kind of stuff. And without removing the carbs, I'm going to see what this bike will do. Obviously, I'm going to oil the cylinders down like I do. I'm going to do all that kind of stuff. I'll pull the plugs out. I'll put a little bit of oil down in there, and I'll rotate this engine and all since it's been sitting dry. And I'll prime the oil. I'll do all that first. But normally, everybody knows, I just go ahead and yank the carbs and what have you and clean them because I know that old gas has been sitting in there. But we're going to see what one of these will do after sitting all that time. The gas doesn't smell real bad, so I would imagine it's just pump gas. I didn't ask him if he ran non-ethanol or not. But we're going to find out what one of these will do after sitting for 3 years. So that's coming up. That's going to be a video here coming up before too long. And if I can get away with not dumping a whole bunch of money and time into this thing, then one of my thoughts was to then donate it back to a veteran that's maybe on hard times and had to sell his bike or something like that, or, you know, a service member, you know, police officer, fireman, something like that, that may have, you know, somebody that may have had a little hardship, may have had, you know, obviously we need a rider, somebody who's, you know, rides and maybe don't have a bike right now and what have you, and something like that. So that was one idea. That's a really cool idea, ain't it? I hope that can happen. It depends, like I've told a couple people, if the rent's due and I ain't got any money, well then maybe the idea will change, but then it'll go to a raffle or something. But that's another idea I had, was maybe raffling it off and then give the money to, you know, somebody, the guy or something. I don't know. I've got all kinds of different ideas. I need another Goldwing like I need a hole in the head. I don't have room to store all these bikes. I mean, I already got 10 or 12 bikes of my own or something. I lost count. I'm running out of spaces to put them. So it's a very generous thing the guy's done, but there's not much I can do with this thing. I already have one Goldwing to ride. So yeah, it'd be cool to add it to the collection if I had a big warehouse or something, but all my warehouses are full. So anyway, that's just an idea. I thought we'd just walk it and talk it and what have you. I hope this video is not too boring for you. Other than being a little dusty, man, she is in really good shape. Got everything. The radio I got in there. The original pump and shocks and all that stuff I got. I got a bunch of extra parts. He's put on the extra lights on the front. Yeah. So we'll see. It's going to be a little project for the shop. A very small one, hopefully. Do some videos and we'll see. Now, of course, I don't expect this thing to start up and run very well. It will start and run on choke, but it probably isn't going to want to idle and, you know, what have you. But if it does, it does. But if not, then I'm going to have to yank the carbs off and do the magic, you know. So we'll see what happens. And that will determine where we go with this thing and how many videos it gets and what have you. All right, rambled on long enough. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Peace out.